Bang! Neeves Knives. I'm Jared, and I'm going to do a video just showing off a couple new knives I have in. Now, this knife here is a Custom Knife Factory M-Pad, which is basically Custom Knife Factory's budget line. Now, this is a knife that I'm actually giving to the Patreons. They have a custom knife coming, a Quest Custom Gent that I sent over to Knife Modders. Shout out to Richie B and Lindy Lou. They are carbonizing the lock face on it so that it doesn't, continue having lock stick. And then we're giving it to the Patreon members, including this knife and another knife. Now, this knife originally came from Mr. Amazing. Shout out to Mr. Amazing. He's done absolutely incredible things for this channel, and I can't thank him enough. And that's kind of why I think this deserves to go to the patrons. He's done so much for us, and it's been so much that it's something I'd like to do for the patron members, especially since he's done so much for us. The patron members has done so much for us, so it just makes sense. Now, this is not, even though it is a Custom Knife Factory budget knife, it's not a budget knife. I mean, their budget line is pretty expensive. It is M390 steel, number 85, and this is a real bolster lock. Titanium, carbon fiber, good action. The detent's a little light on it, but it does have multi-row bearings. And it comes with all the extra hardware and everything on the inside. Now, let's check out, if you guys want to see the card on it and everything. Now, let's check out the next thing. Now, this next thing come from somebody that is really awesome for letting me check this out, because it is a knife in MagnaCut. So I'm finally getting to check out some MagnaCut. Now, these originally come without a handle. I'm not sure who did the handle for them or what, but either way, these are mules. You can get mules in basically like any steel, and it's just a blank blade with a handle, and then, like I said, you can get the handle put on if you want to. But it's really cool, and I will say this is my first time checking out a Mule, and they're pretty awesome. This is a really good little fixed blade. Like, this would be perfect. I mean, utility, because look at how it like wraps around in my hand. It like aims down at what you want to cut. This grip is really comfortable. They are very slim though. However, when you do handles or scales on them, you can have them contoured. You can get whatever you want. This particular one with these scales on it is very slim. So that is one thing I noticed when I squeeze onto it. Now, I haven't cut with it yet, but you can bet we're going to do some testing on this steel, and we're going to see how it does. Now, I did notice this tip. If you look at the tip, see how it like peeks forward? I'm not sure if that's just the sharpening job or if that's actually the grind. But you can see how it like kind of peeks forward a little bit. It's kind of weird. But regardless, I'm going to put a new edge on it anyways, and we are going to test some good old MagnaCut. So, I have no opinion on it right now. I've heard a bunch of stuff, but I'm trying to leave my mind open to just, let's see what happens. Now, next thing. Now, this next thing is kind of special. This actually come from you, which is someone who works for Kaiser. He does a lot of Kaiser designs, and his handle on Instagram is Dr_EDC. Now, before I open this up, I just want to say that you is also the one that designed the cormorant, and him and his friend John are the ones putting this together. Now, this is going to be a Kickstarter program, but they're also giving one of these away on Use Instagram as a Christmas giveaway. So I'm going to link everything down in the description, including the Kickstarter for this. There's the name right there. A new chef knife, or a chef knife. This would be Kaiser's first chef knife, and it is designed by you. Now, this is amazing. This is a really nice chef knife. Get it out. It's got a nice little bow wrapping. Get this off the edges. Now this is 3-layered carbon steel. Look at the finish they put on this. Very, very cool. Nice, very nice edge. Like, this is a very aggressive edge put on this, and super slim. Look at how thin this thing is. Geometry cuts, ladies and gentlemen. Now the handle is so comfortable on this. Let me move this box really quick. The packaging is amazing on it, by the way. Now the core of the steel is a 9CR, which is really, really nice on a chef knife. So I think that's a perfect steel to put in this. And I'm going to link, you know, the things below so you guys can read up on more information if you want to. But the ergos, let me take this off too. I love the bow, but I'm going to take it off. The ergos are hand melting. They're so perfect. The way this shapes right there, it's perfect for you to like get a grip like this and have this little peak kind of right in the between your two fingers and nestle right up. But then you can go right to a pinch grip so fast. So like if you were, I don't know, cutting whatever, and then you wanted to go wimp right to chopping or whatever, you can do it so easily. It's very comfortable right here. I'm not sure if this is just like a design feature or something, or maybe it's something to hold on a board. I'm not sure, but really, really nice. Love the blade shape. I'm very impressed though. This is engraved into the steel. It's like stamped into it or something, or etched or whatever, but I mean, it's deep. And there is his logo. He has the same logo for his handle on Instagram. But it is gorgeous, and I can't wait to use it. I am going to be using it, and I will let you guys know how it goes. Now, one more thing I just want to show off. Now, I've shown this before. Actually, before we show that, I want to show something else really quick, because this is funny. Look. So this is a very dangerous knife. This is a knife you should try to stay away from. If you see a knife that looks anything like this whatsoever, if a knife even resembles this a little bit, stay away from it. Do not buy it. Now, this one in particular, you can just breathe on this flipper tab and it'll go off and jump out of your hands. It is an assisted knife, but there's no detent. There's nothing holding it in. Like, even when I close it, like right now, I can tell like it just wants to go off. It's just like it's like a grenade, just ready to go off anytime. You don't even have to barely touch this flipper tab. So I can imagine if this was in your pocket, it wouldn't be long until you just barely touched it. And it's tipped down. So what would happen is it'd be in your pocket and you would hit this. Oh man, and it would go off. It'd get snagged like this, and then you know what that's going to hit. So very bad. Now, the lockup is already at 50%. It's never cut anything. 60%, never cut anything. It's got a belt cutter. Probably don't work. A glass breaker. Probably also don't work. I can't confirm. I haven't used it or tried it. Thumb studs, they actually work. I mean, it's an assisted knife, so they better, right? Very tall, man. They're weird. Lots of play. I mean, it's one of them knives. So where did I get this from? Why do I even have a knife like this? Oh, yeah, and it rubs. This came in a survival kit I bought. I bought a survival kit. I'm actually going to add it into a video here soon. Now, this isn't an indication of how good a quality the survival kit is. In a lot of survival kits, they'll throw in a flashlight and a knife, and this happened to get thrown in. I knew already when I bought the survival kit that I was replacing the knife and the flashlight. The flashlight is fine. The flashlight's not bad, but I'm going to replace it with a very reliable one that I trust. And the same thing with this. I already knew getting it, that this was coming out, getting thrown away, and not to ever be seen again except for on Neeves Knives channel. But I replaced it with a better knife. Now, next knife I've actually shown this on the channel before, but I wanted to show it off again because it is a good knife, man. This thing, the detent is extremely well tuned. I sat here and tried to fail it. Now I finally was able to, but the detent, it almost feels light until you try to fail it, and then it's like, man, it's just that well tuned. Now I do wish there was jimping on the flipper tab, but the thing is though, is that the detent is so well tuned it really doesn't even need it. Like right now I'm lightly flipping it. Like if I wanted to like really flip it, you know, I can, but I'm just lightly. And I remember when I first opened it up on the unboxing, you know, it's not that I wasn't impressed or not impressed. Like it was neither one. But the longer I had it, the more impressed I got with that flipping action. Now you also have the reverse flicking hole. It's not bad. I mean, it's good, but the hole is a little bit tight to get to on this side, but it's still good. So I'm not complaining about it at all. Lock bar access is amazing. Nice and smooth on the drop. S35 VN blade steel. Now I do wish it was a different steel. Not that I don't like S35. You know, I would rather see M390 or something. Blade shape is amazing. Look at this. It's like a spear point blade, but it's a drop point. It has this swedge on top that's going to reinforce this tip, so it's a nice and acute tip while also being very stabby. Geometry's pretty decent. The edge angle is a little high though, but I'm about to sharpen it. I'm going to resharpen it. And then my next complaint would be the sharpening choil. I do wish it had a better plunge grind right here, or sorry, a better plunge termination. I wish the plunge grind didn't go all the way down to the edge. That's it. I wish they stopped that. But the clip works great. The carbon fiber inserts are really nicely done. It's got some very, very light micro milling that you can barely see. The coating seems to be really nice. The ergos are really cool. But yeah, this knife has quite a bit going for it. Nice big stop pin. The detent on it, when you unlock it, is nice and early, like really early. You see it's right there, so you're always past the detent, which is satisfying for anybody who really likes the drop of a knife and the smoothness of a knife. You hate when you unlock it and it hits the detent down here and you're fumbling around with it and just keeps locking back up. This one's always past. So yeah, very well done. I do like this knife, and it seems like you get to appreciate it more and more the longer you have it. It's definitely one of those knives. Left-handed, now I can reverse flick it a lot of the times, but sometimes it does get caught up and I just can't get it. So for lefties, it's questionable because I get it a lot of the times and it's like super easy when I do get it. And then other times I just, you know, I'm not left-handed and maybe it's just not good for lefties. It's hard to say. But I do want to say Merry Christmas to everybody, and I want to thank everybody for all the support this year and everything you guys have done for the channel, all the comments, all the likes, even dislikes, and everybody who sent me stuff, everybody who supports me through Patreon, and just all of you, even if you're still watching, thank you for still watching. I appreciate everything you guys do for the channel. The channel would not be a channel without you guys, and I love you guys. Peace.